Swami Bodhananda has given us the blessings and privilege of being here today. And since I got certain realizations, I thought I must speak to revered persons like you who have also had realizations and who are spreading the message of truth to one and all. What is the main reason why people are caught in Dvaita?
Traditionally, the answer is we all are suffering from ignorance. Like Bhagavad Gita says, only among millions one people will seek me, one person. Among them only one person will understand me. Among them one person will realize that I am one with him.
I prayed to Shiva for 40 years. Then from Om Namah Shivaya, I went to Shivoham, Shivoham. Or Adi Shankara said, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham.
Bhagavad Gita says, basically, you begin from the understanding that I am the body and the mind ego complex.
If I am not body, I am not mind, then who am I?
Then who am I?
Swamiji, what is the way to be liberated from karma?
To understand you never did any karma.
But my understanding is if you do good karma, then you have to come back as the body, mind, ego to get the reward for the good karma.
Absolutely. I am an ambassador of happiness as you are an ambassador. We are in the same boat. Yes, I say I am a wholesaler, dealer of happiness.
I tell people don't try to become.
Don't become happy.
Just be happy. With your blessings, maybe my effort, I am trying to help people to realize, but with your blessings and your good words.
It will happen.
Pranam Swamiji, welcome. You need no introduction, but Swami Bodhananda has given us the blessings and privilege of being here today. And we are here to discuss very rare subjects, but very common to Swamiji. And it's an informal flow, chat about spirituality, about God, about so often discussed Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, from which Swamiji comes. Swamiji, his guru is Swami Dayananda Saraswati
and
Swami Chinmayananda. So with pranams to our gurus, dear gurus. So we will start. It's an informal discussion. Swamiji, my idea, first of all, thank you so much for giving me this time and coming here. And since I got certain realizations, I thought I must speak to revered persons like you who have also had realizations and who are spreading the message of truth to one and all. My first question to you, since it's rare to meet an Advaita Swami, what is the main reason why people are caught in Dvaita? And why are they not able to reach Advaita?
Traditionally, the answer is we all are suffering from ignorance. Because we focus on a particular interest or a point, and then we miss the whole picture. So Dvaita means missing the whole picture and focusing on a chosen theme or what interests you. As a result of that, you don't have 360-degree perspective. And that may help you in being very vigorous and active and achieve things. But at the end of the day, you feel, this is not what I want. So most of the people, 90%, 99%, maybe 99.99% are Dvaitins. Dvaitins or Visishta Dvaitins or like that. Only very few people. How many points of light do you need here? Only one or two to dispel the darkness. Very few people are really immersed in Advaita vision. And that is the way of the world. Like Bhagavad Gita says, only among millions one people will seek me, one person. Among them only one person will understand me. Among them one person, only one person will realize that I am one with him.
Since you mentioned Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavad Gita itself is confused as a text of duality and non-duality. So can you give me a little gyan on this? Because I struggle. See, finally, the Supreme is one. I prayed to Shiva for 40 years. Then from Om Namah Shivaya, I went to Shivoham, Shivoham. Or Adi Shankara said, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham. But for me, it was 40 years later to realize Shiva is inside. Even the Bible says the kingdom of God
is within.
But with all due respect, I bow down to the people who talk of the Bhagavad Gita, and they speak of how we have to go to Vaikuntha. Now, since you are an expert in the subject, how do we read Bhagavad Gita? As an Advaita text or as a Dvaita text?
Bhagavad Gita has, of course, as you said, Dvaita implications, Advaita teachings, Vishishtadvaita teachings, and materialistic teaching also. Bhagavad Gita says, basically, you begin from the understanding that I am the body. I am the body and the mind-ego complex. That's how we are on the ordinary samsaric plane. And Bhagavad Gita says we have to accept that fact. Let's not ignore that fact. So as a body, mind, ego complex, you are a karta, bhokta, doer, enjoyer, producer, consumer. That is our present reality. That reality is not to be given up. You have to build an Advaita on that reality. How is that? So as a doer, enjoyer, you have Swadharma. Because you are part of a system, family, community, or the universe, you are part of that. So you have to discover what is your Swadharma, your unique passion, your unique purpose, mission in this world. And that is called Swadharma, where you can enjoy what you are doing, you are passionate about it, you can contribute something uniquely to the world. Having discovered your Swadharma through a process of trial and error, then you have to work. So dharma means doing work, fulfilling your duties. You have to do your work or duties as an offering to the Lord. How do you start that? First, you don't react to the fruits of your action, because every action produces a result. A result can be success or failure. Failure need not be fatal, success need not be final. So, and we have no control over the outcome of our action. Though we have a little bit of control, but no final control, in the sense that many factors influence our action to produce a result. So we have to understand the fruit is in the hands of God, not in our hand. Karmanye vadhigaraste Mahabhaleshu kadajana Makarma phalahe durbu Made sangusto karmane. The same Bhagavad Gita says, Nahi kachishyanamabhi jadu tishtatya karma kruda. Not even a second you can remain inactive. If you are inactive, your brain become a devil's workshop.
So then is it confusing or is it evolving?
Evolving. There is no confusion. So therefore, you have to act in this world as part of the system. You give to the system and the system will give back to you, which is the idea of a yajna. Yajnarthat karmanonyatra. Logoyam karma bandhana. Tadartham karma kandeya. Mukta sangha samachara. And the yajna spirit is built into your system. Sahayajna prajasishtva purovaja prajapadihi. Anena prasavishyaddham. Esha vaha astu ishtakamatuka. So we have to work. Work cannot be avoided.
But then you are taught to go from karma to karma yogi.
Karma yogi.
Correct?
You become a karma yogi, but you don't give up karma. You cannot say, I have become karma yogi, I don't do karma. I do karma and I become a karma yogi. When you don't react to the fruits of your action.
And have no expectation for the fruits of
the fruits. You may expect, but you know I have no control.
Because and you surrender. You surrender everything you do for Krishna. Krishna Arpanam, as they call it, Krishna Arpanam.
Krishna Arpanam.
So this is
there practically what happens is, my understanding or realization that I have no control over the fruits of my action.
So is there any doubt that Bhagavad Gita starts with duality and takes us to non-duality?
No, I may not use those terms now.
Okay.
Bhagavad Gita starts with the understanding or proposition that we all actors in this world.
Correct.
We are unique individuals to begin with.
Okay.
Then from there you can move. We are unique individuals. At the same time, we are part of a system.
But it says that we are all Atma. It also says that, right?
Later. I mean, it is there.
Yeah.
Atman is there. When we say at this point, we don't know we are the Atman. We only know we are the body, mind, ego complex.
And then when he says, I am in each one of you.
Yes, that will come later.
Okay.
I mean, there is a step-by-step
okay.
process here.
So if when you when you got your realization, what was the method of getting your realization? Where did you get your spark? Where did you start? Because people are curious. They ask me, how did I get my realization? So I used the very simple term, neti, neti, tattvamasi. So I did a negation. Am I this body? No, this body. I always ask people, what's your birthday? Then they will say, my birthday 1st October. I tell them, if 1st October your birthday, then one day before you were kicking your mother. Then how can you say you were born? Then they start thinking. Then they say, no, I was born 9 months back. What were you 9 months back? Because 9 months back...
Then they start thinking backward.
There was no body. Then one day I tell them, one day, will you die? They say, yeah, I will die. No, you will not die. Only body will die.
Body will die.
So then my simple realization, to give you a background, then I want to hear from you. This body, it is formed in the mother's womb in 9 months, and this body one day will die, we will leave the body. And I tell people, mind, have you seen the mind? There is no mind. Mind appears as the thoughts, as the bundle of thoughts. Actually, the mind is square, round, big, small, black, white, nobody has seen the mind. So my realization, Swamiji, I am not the body, I am not the mind. If I am not body, I am not mind, then who am I? Then I got the spark, neti, neti, tattvamasi. That's how I got. So I want to know from you.
Yeah, so how I understand it or experience it, I have not completed the story. We begin with the idea that I am a body, mind, ego complex.
Correct.
I am a unique individual, part of the system, and the system I will call God, Krishna. Krishna is the whole system, ecosystem, in which I am embedded as a body, mind, ego complex.
Okay.
So when I work, do my duties as an offering to the Lord, in the sense, I have no control over the outcome of what I am doing. Then I come to the realization, I am not even the doer, because I am an instrument of the Lord. So doership is given up. Then I become a bhakta. So karma yoga, then bhakti yoga.
Okay.
As Bhagwan says in Bhagavad Gita, nimitta matram bhava sabhisajin. And when I give up my karma, kartrutva and bhoktrutva, doership and enjoyership, then I am pitchfork to the realization, aham brahmasmi. I am the Atman. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the ego, but I am the Atman. But I operate the body, mind, ego complex in interaction with the world. As I interact with the world, I get an opportunity to explore and express my potential as the Atman, as the Brahman. So, first realization, I am the Atman. Then the realization, I am the Atman in everybody. All are have the same Atman, which is a basis of my love for everyone. And then I realize everything is Atman. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma. So there are 2, 3, 5 stages, as you put 7 stages there. 2, 3, 5 stages. First I realize my uniqueness, my mission and purpose in this world, and where do I belong, where I am embedded. Then at that point I am a karta, bhokta, doer, enjoyer, producer, enjoyer. Then I understand my enjoyment does not depend upon what I have. My enjoyment depends upon what I am.
Correct.
My nature is Atman. So these are the various stages. And from there when I look at, I don't dismiss the world. World is my own flowering.
So to you the world exists as Maya?
Maya means neither real nor unreal. The world is neither real or unreal. At the same time, it depends upon Brahman or the Atman. So, the world is a projection of the Atman for its play. Atman wants to play, to express itself in manifold ways, which you are doing. You are doing playing. Earlier it was a chore for you. I have to make money, I have to build this, I have to borrow money, I have to pay the interest, and where am I? That tension is there. Now you are a play. Everything is a play. So the world is an arena for Shiva. Jagatrayam Sambhavanartanastali Nadadhirajotar Parashiva Swayam Sabha Nada Rangayidi Vyavasthiti Surubada Shaktiyudat Prayuktada, he said. Shiva dances, takes his dramado and dances and make the 15, 14 sounds, and from which he created the whole world. The world is his own playground.
But Swamiji, very interesting. But this is where people get stuck. So there are 2-3 points I want to talk to you.
Okay.
First, people are confused about Shiva, Krishna, Rama. They don't know which is God, who is God. So first the Trinity came about, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. People are already confused. Advaita, Vedanta, Upanishads talks of Aham Brahmasmi, talks of Brahman. Now people are confused with Brahma and Brahman. And this further, suppose the Bhagavad Gita, with so much popularity of Krishna, everybody is thinking Krishna. And they are believing in the name and form of Krishna. How beautiful my Krishna looks, my chota black Krishna, the Bansuri, I want to build a cute little Krishna in my temple. And to me, this stops them from the realization. I'm sure you must have heard the story of Ramakrishna Paramahansa. When his guru told him that Kali Mata was coming, he told, take sword.
Sword and kids.
Correct? This is true. Right? So, unless we let go of the God with name and form, only then will we realize the real Brahman. I call this Brahman SIP, S-I-P. SIP means Supreme Immortal Power. Why, Swamiji? Because if you tell me God, straight away I will go to Shiva. 40 years I prayed to Shiva. If you tell a Krishna Bhakt God, straight away they go to Krishna. But it's common sense that there are not so many gods living in Swarga. There is one power. You may see Mount Everest from south angle or north angle or east angle. That power is one. So what do you feel? Is it not that religion is very good as a kindergarten? It teaches us bhakti, to pray, to believe. But ultimately, we have to leave religion and take spirituality to reach moksha. What do you feel about this duality?
I don't think there is any contradiction.
Okay.
Just as you have Shiva here, and you are still a realized person. You can relate with that, and you can unrelate also. It is something like a wave and the ocean. When you see the wave, you are seeing the ocean. You are not denying the ocean. When you see the ocean, you are seeing the wave. You are not denying the wave. A pot and clay. When you see the pot, you are seeing the clay. You are not denying the clay. When you are seeing the clay, you are seeing the pot.
Correct.
Or like a ring and gold.
Correct.
When you see the ring, you are seeing the gold. Otherwise, you take the ring, I'll take the gold. Which is not possible. Isn't it? So therefore, there is no contradiction. For example, in Bhagavad Gita, one place Bhagwan says, Maya tadamidam sarvam jagadavyakta murtina. I have no particular form, avyakta murti. But as the same, I am pervading everything.
But if the Bhagavad Gita says, I have no particular form, but the Krishna Bhakta are still very much formula.
No, this is maybe in the second chapter or so, or maybe fourth chapter. And the 11th chapter, Bhagwan says, all these are my forms. Because I have no particular form, I can take any form. Then Arjuna says, this is too much for me. Therefore, give me a snapshot of it. So in the 11th chapter, Bhagwan says, okay, this is too much for you. You are not raised to the level of freedom from likes and dislikes. That's why it's too much for you. Therefore, I give you one picture of mine. Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, Saumya Rupa. Go and put it in your puja room. But when Arjuna looks at this form, his mind runs to the Virat Rupa, the universal form. And beyond that he can jump. Just as when you see your wedding ring. For you it is a wedding ring, it is a ring as well as gold.
Correct.
For an ordinary person it is only a ring. For a goldsmith it is gold, ring and wedding ring also. Because he has talked to you.
So how you look, it's how you look at it, at what level.
So our complex mind can contain all the three dimensions of reality. They are not contradictory. For example, you are the person who dreams, you are the person who is in the waking state, you are the person who is sleeping. You are not denied. You are always there. So a complex, realized mind.
So my whole challenge is how to help people reach the Chaturya. What you are saying, the three states of consciousness. No doubt. What you're the simple idea of the ring is a beautiful idea,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So, if you are familiar with Hindi or not so much?
I can speak in Hindi, but I may not be able to speak.
In Hindi, I tell people, मिथ्या का मतलब क्या है? दिखता सच पर वो ना है, जैसे अंगूठी दिखती अंगूठी पर सच में अंगूठी ना है। अंगूठी से अगर हम सोना निकाले तो फिर वो कहाँ है? सोना अगर निकल गए अंगूठी ना है, अंगूठी तो बस मिथ्या है। So this mithya, this whole universe, which is a manifestation of that one supreme, you, me, the butterfly, the bee, the tree, the mountain, the sea, everything is Prabhu, 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 Prabhu. The challenge is to help people get there. And I'm finding people who are, bhaktas are plenty. Swamiji, is there any limitation of bhaktas?
No shortage.
Oh, there are, out of 8 billion people, safely I can say 6 billion people pray to God. 2 billion people may be agnostic or atheist. You must be, I hope my information is not wrong.
No, you're right.
But out of the 6 billion people who are praying, how many people know God?
Because I think it's our way of presentation. How we are presenting is, when you realize, then you don't see the world. Then people are afraid. If I don't see the world, then is there. Even the realized person also eats. He also goes to the toilet. He also has to sleep. He also has to interact. So therefore, in Mithya is not denial of the world. Mithya, the definition of Mithya, Sada Asadbhyam Anirvajaniya Mithya. Mithya is defined as neither real nor unreal. If you say it's real, I will say unreal. If you say unreal, I will say.
It is a projection. It is a projection
of appearance. It is an appearance of truth. So I take it one step further. That's my USP in Vedanta. My USP in Vedanta is the world is necessary for you to explore and express the Atman potential.
Absolutely. Just like the river is necessary for the boat to go. Without the river, how can the boat reach the destination? But Swami, I want your help in, see, you're so awakened, enlightened. For example, let's take one more subject. The simple subject of karma. Many people believe, do good karma, we will get moksha. But my understanding is, if you do good karma, then you have to come back as the body, mind, ego to get the reward for the good karma.
Absolutely.
Unless you are a karma yogi, unless you do nishkam karma, or unless you reach that state where you are doing as an instrument.
Correct.
The pen does not create karma.
Correct.
Because it's only an instrument. So what is your clear understanding
if you do good karma, you reach a heaven. That is what the scripture says. I have an experience.
But do you believe there is a heaven somewhere, or you come back to the world to receive
after heaven you will come back. Bhagavad Gita itself says that. Tettam bhuktva sargalokam vishalam kshine punya martilokam vishanti.
Which means that you
will come back.
Come back.
Because your punya stock, the meter runs very fast in heaven. Like in Las Vegas, If you go there and enjoy, there you cannot earn anything. In Las Vegas you don't learn anything, you only spend. In Swarga also you cannot earn punya. Whatever punya stock is there, you will spend it. How do I know that? Because the scripture says that.
But don't you believe that heaven and hell may be symbolic, but in reality a child is born blind. That is hell, that is narka, is born here. So
I wouldn't call a blind man in hell. He also has tremendous capacities. I have seen blind people. They are much more intelligent than us. They can do things. Their brain, compensate for the lack of their vision. So I may not agree with that proposition that blind people are in hell. They are not. Look at that famous lady, an American lady, blind, deaf and dumb.
Yeah.
She traveled all over the world. Helen Keller.
So Swamiji, there's not everything we will agree upon.
Your idea that hell and heaven is here, I agree with that.
Okay.
It's your state of mind, how you process things.
There's not one. We take aeroplane and we go to heaven, or we take helicopter and we go to.
But these are myths. Myths are very necessary for ordinary people. Ordinary people, you have to postpone things. If you do this, you will go to hell. If you do this, you will go to heaven. But in Vedanta, you should avoid doing wrong things, but as a human being it may not be possible all the time.
Correct.
We are made of a crooked timber, body,
Correct.
mind, ego complex.
Correct.
So you may do something wrong thing, then prayaschitta is there. Do prayaschitta, but try to do good action. But as an offering to the Lord.
But Swamiji, what is the way to be liberated from karma?
To understand you never did any karma.
So therefore, it's back to the self-realization
Self-realization.
state, correct? That I am not this body, body will die. The mind and ego does not exist.
Doesn't exist.
It's avidya.
Avidya.
It is, and the moment we realize, so let me draw your attention to what I learned in the Kathopanishad. You must be familiar with
Yes,
it.
yes.
So in Kathopanishad, he tells only one of two things. Either there is realization or there is reincarnation. Nachiketa and Yama, the story.
Yeah.
So do you endorse this, that if there is no realization, then there is reincarnation?
That's a logical position, because if you ask me, have you experienced your past life? Are you worried about the future life? I am not.
No.
But for logically, nothing can be completely destroyed. Nothing can be created also. So there will be past birth was there, future can be there. As a logical proposition, I accept that.
And we have to go by inference.
Inference.
We cannot, nobody has seen God. That does not mean God does not exist. Like in gravity, when we throw the ball up, it comes down. Now, we have not seen gravity, but why is it coming down?
Coming down.
It is
because some force.
Some force.
Even when you say nobody has seen God, nobody can objectively see God.
Correct.
But subjectively they have to experience God.
So that's called God realization.
God realization. Objectively, of course, not. Or you can say all this is God. That tree is God, you are God.
But when my guru first time told me, in this table there is God, I told him, Dada, come on, don't joke. I had not realized anything. I told him, please don't joke. It's very complicated. Already to think that a soul is God itself is difficult. Now you are telling me this table is God. I was just flabbergasted. Then he told, one day you will realize.
You will realize that.
You know, I don't know if you heard, Swamiji, last 1 week back, 3 people from Kerala, they went to some Arunachal Pradesh, and they cut their hand, 3 people, and they killed themselves.
Why?
Because they want to experience what happens after afterlife.
Afterlife?
3 people from Kerala.
Oh my God.
Now see how youngsters, he's a doctor, the man is a doctor, his wife also, I think, works. It just came in the news.
He must be under the influence of some fake teacher, guru.
That's also a big problem, no, Swami?
You know that one guy in America, he took 700 people to Brazil or Bolivia and then told them the world is going to end. Therefore, before that you die. So you can go to heaven and all that. 700 people committed suicide.
They commit suicide.
Because there are fake gurus who will misguide you and tempt you, and there are people who buy that ideas also easily.
It is very sad.
Maybe after frustration or some other thing. So we cannot take them as the usual. It's unusual.
So one is this fake guru. Second, this whole people, what you're saying, people talking about I can experience life after I had experienced. The moment you are dead, then you can't experience. How can you experience post-life experience and come back into the body?
Those are reliving stories. They heard stories about post-death experiences. You know, there is a great big communist in Kerala called Krishna AiR. We are Krishna AiR. He was a minister in the first communist government in Kerala under EMS Namboodiripad. Then he became the Supreme Court judge also.
Okay.
And his judgments are very popular and famous because he writes good English. And he was an atheist. And his wife died. And he was inconsolable. He started approaching horoscope, consulting horoscope, approaching palm reading people and all those people. One of the persons said, I can make you speak to your wife. And he believed in it. So when you are emotionally disturbed, anybody can say anywhere to you, anything to you. So therefore those people, though they are intellectually very accomplished people, great lawyers, great experience, and atheists, but then emotional tragedy comes, then you are completely shattered. Anything can be sold to that person. So those are not our role models. Our role models are people who are ethically rooted, honest, and they speak the truth, what they experience. They should be our role models. We follow them. And coming back to your question that why very few people are interested in it and not interested in Advaita Vedanta, I think, the whole Indian culture is based on Advaita Vedanta. Any realized person like Vivekananda, Ramakrishna, Ramana, Aurobindo, or Gandhi, or Tilak, or Radhakrishnan, all those people are Advaita Vedanta. Shankaracharya onwards.
Shankaracharya's full lineage. But that is from using the Vivek, right? Using intellect.
And then Advaita Vedanta is rooted in Upanishad. All the Katha Upanishad you said. Or Kada, Kena, Prashna, Mutta, many Upanishads are there. So Advaita Vedanta is rooted in that. But we have to teach. And you are a good role model for me. I was thinking, any person who is, you have a temple, you are doing business, and then you built a business, then you renounced everything. Renunciation is very important. Without that, nothing can be achieved.
Because then one hand you are holding this, one hand.
That will not. You have to drop it.
I tell people, don't try to sail in two boats.
Yeah, two boats. Yeah, you fall in between. So, dropping is very important. They alone can realize. That I am very pretty clear.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to walk out. And you don't know what is in future for you.
But people don't want to walk out thinking that this world is, there is no happiness in this state of spirituality. They don't understand what Ananda we enjoy.
Ananda is.
What happiness you and me enjoy, the world doesn't, they don't even taste it.
That's why we say happiness. I am an ambassador of happiness, as you are an ambassador. So we are in the same boat. I say I am a wholesaler, dealer of happiness.
So tell us something about happiness. You tell me something about happiness.
Happiness is, to me, or the Upanishads also, whether it is Vishaya Nishtam or Atman Nishtam is the question. We all are seeking happiness, no doubt. It's very easy to convince people. We all are happy. Because consumerism or bhoga life, it has got a diminishing marginal utility.
Correct.
The more you have, the less you get. Isn't it? And then we come to the philosophy, the less you have, the more you get. LM and ML.
The less you have?
The less you have, the more you have, the more you get.
The more happy you are. Yeah. Because you're content, you have contentment.
So, first of all, we have to convince people we all are seeking happiness. Whether you're a Buddha sitting under a tree, or a multi-billionaire sitting in your corporate office, or a beggar crawling on the road, or somebody sitting in the prison, wherever you are, or in the parliament, because people move from prison to parliament, parliament to prison. Wherever you are, or then to the hospital. So wherever you are seeking happiness. But happiness is not a pleasure. Pleasure is when you indulge in a desire. Desire, the root of desire is self-ignorance. So we have to distinguish between happiness and pleasure. Most of the people are seeking pleasure. I give you one laddu, you feel laddu melt in your mouth, you feel happy. Second laddu, less happiness. Third laddu, fourth laddu, fifth laddu become a cannonball. Very easy to convince people that your bhoga sudha declines.
So what is your formula of happiness?
Yeah. So happiness is when you reflect on your desire, not indulge in your desire.
You reflect on your desire.
Don't give up desire. Reflect on that. Take a pause, rather than immediately jumping into that. So when you reflect on your desire, you become the Sakshi.
So you enjoy the desire without sinking into the desire.
And then some of the desires will drop off. Some of the desire you can postpone. Whatever balanced desire remain, through your karma you can fulfill it. But then you realize, by fulfilling your desire, you are not going to be happy. Then another desire will come. Therefore, happiness is when you are in a contemplative state, you abide in yourself. So happiness is self-referral, not object-referral.
So some people are trying to become happy. I tell people, don't try to become.
Don't become happy.
Just be happy.
Because when you try to become happy, you are postponing happiness. Happiness postponed is happiness denied. Not only that, there is an assumption that at this point I am not happy. If at all you have to be happy, you have to be right now.
Swamiji, the biggest thief of happiness is our mind.
Mind.
And people are trying to give so much importance to mind. Their mind is everything. No, mind is creating fear, worry, stress, anxiety, regret, shame, guilt. All this is caused by the mind. If you are able to still the mind, if you are able to move into chitta, consciousness, then you enjoy a different type of ananda.
Yeah, the solution for that is you watch your mind. You watch your mind. When you watch your mind, the mind will calm down a little bit.
It becomes conscious, the mind.
Yeah. And that watchfulness is what is called detachment. I watch my mind and its vagaries. And I may introduce some values. Because mind manifests only in relationship. If you are not in relationship, mind doesn't manifest. Because when I look at you, you look at me, in that space mind manifests. When I look at this table, there is very little mind manifesting. Because the table doesn't look at me. There is a monological relationship. Here is a dialogical relationship. So, in a monological relationship, I don't feel jealous of this table.
Correct.
But I can feel jealous of somebody else. So, in the interactive spaces, mind manifests. There you have to introduce the values.
So when there's Advaita, when the oneness comes, then you
Then mind is an expression of consciousness only.
Correct. It becomes conscious. Mind, it transcends
mind
into
consciousness. The only thing I am trying to emphasize here is, we have to think in terms of the world is not completely non-existent. That idea is not... It is an ideology.
But it is a leela, no? It is a drama.
It's a leela.
It is happening. We cannot deny.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people think, a lot of people tell, okay, this world is Maya, it's illusion. Then we don't need to do anything. We can just go sleep.
Yeah, that's a wrong idea.
Wrong thing. So therefore, each of us has our karma. We have to fulfill that till we transcend the karma. Only then that concept of moksha.
Even in moksha, I would say you can do karma without identifying with the karma.
Then
karma
as
is
an instrument. As an instrument.
Yeah, there is one slogan in Bhagavad Gita, Pashyan, Shrunnan, Sprishan, Chakran, Nashran, Shaban, Unmishan, Nimishan, Nabi. Doing all this in present continuous sense, doing all this, I say I am not doing anything.
Because I am not I.
I am not I. I is doing, the small I is doing. The big I is only watching. So therefore, we have to tell people, Advaita Vedanta doesn't deny the world absolutely, nor action, or even accomplishment. Because you also in this state, you are trying to do things. You are not sitting in a corner saying,
no, we can't.
Namaste Shiva. You cannot do that.
Man cannot be free from action. He has to be free in action. Correct, Swami?
That is the truth.
So, Swamiji, what is your message to people who are listening to us? What is life all about? What is the purpose of life? What should people do? What is your message to people?
My message is follow your passion, wherever it takes you. Life is full of challenges. Every challenge is an opportunity to explore oneself. That Brahman or Atma is infinitely creative, infinitely dynamic, infinite beauty. Of course, consciousness.
So is not that the goal to attain that?
I would say you should start from there.
Start from?
The realization I am Atman. So far you are not acting, you are only reacting.
If somebody wants to ask you, Swamiji, I want to realize I am Atma, how to realize?
I can say two, three things. First of all, discover your passion. Pursue that passion. While you are pursuing the passion, because to me, it's like a tree. A tree which want to touch the stars must have roots deep into the depth,
correct,
abyss, let's say. Otherwise, it cannot touch the stars. Otherwise, you are only a bonsai tree.
Correct.
Right? So therefore, as you move forward, you are deepening inside also. That's a way to realize. So how do you realize? Maybe you renounce everything. Renounce everything, not knowing where to go.
But people are not able to renounce.
Yeah, that's why follow your passion. Whatever is passionate, you are passionate about, regardless of the consequences, follow that. And when you do that, you do it as an offering to your Ishtadevata or Krishna, Shiva, whatever it is. And then when you do that, then the mind becomes calm. And the mind is calm, the rest is detail. And then technically we say Shravana, go to a guru, and I think guru is important.
Without guru, okay, let me ask you this question. Would you have ever been awakened without a guru?
I don't think so, because when I left home at the age of 20.
20.
After my studies, I left home. My father told me, oh, you are leaving everything, you must get a good job, you are a good student, you got good marks, why do you leave? I said, I'm not interested in all those things.
And you went into spirituality at a young age only?
Very young age, when some 14, 15, I left home again at the age of 14. 14. Because I picked up a quarrel with my father.
Okay.
So I left him.
At what age you followed the Guruji?
So what happened is I reached a Ramakrishna mission. There was some teacher. So he some or other took pity on me, and then he didn't teach me, but I just watched all this. Then he told, you go and complete your studies. Completed the studies. Again I left. This time never to return. And I wandered about 5 years, not knowing where might be next meal, where will I sleep, who will give me some shelter.
Just wandered.
Just wandered in Himalayas, Delhi and all that. And then I got an opportunity to meet my guru.
That's Swami Chinmayananda.
Dayananda.
When was
Dayananda is a student of Chinmayananda.
When did you meet?
This was 1976.
And when did you get a spark? When did you get the realization?
That is again another story. Earlier I was not interested in Vedanta because this teacher was teaching me Vedanta. I didn't go to him as a Shishya. I went to him as a questioning person. I wanted to question. And he entertained me. So for 1 year I found it very difficult to understand. The world is Mithya and this blah blah, all that. I didn't understand that. But one thing I was fascinated, that everything is one. That idea I was strolling in Bombay, not knowing, I'm not interested in this Vedanta nor in any other thing. What am I doing? Then I thought, if everything is one, I can drink this gutter water.
Huh.
So I took a handful of gutter water and drank it. Shivering of malaria. 6 months.
6 months malaria.
At that time, I used to some or other develop a liking for Shivalingam. So I kept a Shivalingam on the window sill, where I turn my head there and sleep. Every evening, fever and wild dreams, and I'm walking through forests, through fire, climbing mountains, flying, and all that kind of things. One day, suddenly what happened was, the window swung open like a great hail or storm, and Shiva comes. And with his trident, split my heart.
Okay.
And something escaped from there. And Shiva left.
Okay.
I told, don't go, but he left.
Yeah.
I think my awakening started
from that point.
At that point.
So everybody has some spark, right?
Some spark will be there. And thereafter I took interest in studies and Upanishad, studied all the Upanishads, Brahma Sutra. That's the Vedanta course. Upanishads, 10 Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, 700 slokas, and Brahma Sutra, 555 verses, plus Vivekchudamani.
So before we end, for me, I believe if people focus on the 4 Mahavakyas, Tattvamasi, Ayam Atma Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, I think this has got the essence of the truth in it. Do you believe these Mahavakyas are important?
I believe, because that's what we are teaching. We pick up Mahavakya. I will add one more Mahavakya. Tattvamasi, that's the Upadesha Vakyam. You are that. What is that? Prajnanam Brahma, that is consciousness. And where is that? Ayam Atma Brahma. And then Aham Brahmasmi. I will put one more. Not only Aham Brahmasmi, Sarvam Khalu Yedam Brahma. All these are manifestations of Brahma. So 5 Mahavakya.
Okay.
All these can be condensed into one Mahavakya, Om.
Which is that one universal, everything is one.
Auma, coming from Amatra we say, silent, Chaduriyam. The fourth state, amatra, then these matras, a-uma. So a-uma is a projection or appearance of the amatra, the silence. So the whole universe is really silent. There is no noise. A sound is actually silence, the sound of silence. So when we are supremely active, like that's what I admire your state of mind. You are very active. You are doing these wonderful things. You have a Shivalinga. You have, at least you build this business, and then you are happy. So ideal Advaita.
Thank you, Swamiji. No, with the grace, I believe I am nothing. So yesterday I wrote a song. It says, प्रभु क्या मैं तो कुछ भी ना हूँ, मैं तो बस एक दिव्य यंत्रा, मैं तो ये तन मर जाएगा, मन को ढूंढा मैं मन तो कहीं ना, मैं तो अमर आत्मा, ये आत्मा है परमात्मा. The truth is this, Swamiji, but absolutely. While I feel so much ecstasy meeting somebody like you, it's a great joy to meet an awakened person, because an awakened person is awakened. So I tell people, you are all awakened. I tell people,
that's true. That's the truth.
But you are sleeping in the bed.
Sleeping in the bed.
I tell them, you are all awakened, but you are sleeping in the bed. Hello, the house is on fire. When will you get in your head?
Absolutely. This is the message we have to give. All are awakened people.
But avidya.
Recognize it. Put throw a bucket full of cold water on or give them a slap. My guru used to say, so give them a slap. Or you say, undress and embrace. Shut up and get out. Those kind of shocking statements will pull them out of their slumber.
So I'm going to give you a few books. I wrote this book for me. Okay. One book. It's on. It's on spiritual awakening.
Spiritual awakening. Yeah.
And this, the Purushartha.
Oh.
Remember, I've changed it slightly from Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. I tell people, you learn, you earn, then you burn, and you return.
Very good.
So I tell people, you must learn, earn, burn. Then you must yearn. Then you must yearn for the divine and not return. So this is the...
There is no return. Yad gatvana nivartande. Reaching there is no return.
Yeah. So this, I'm going to give you some of... Then Shivoham. This book is the book on how Shiva is inside.
God is everywhere.
Yeah. And this is Neti Neti Tattvamasi. Okay. How to attain that state of Mukti.
Mukti, freedom here, okay.
And God is not God.
Oh, God is Sip.
God is Sip, a supreme immortal power. Then what is the truth of rebirth?
Oh, okay. Mystery solved. Okay.
Then Satchit Ananda.
Satchidananda. Oh, wonderful.
And the soul. What is the soul? S-O-U-L. I say soul is a spark of unique life.
Unique life.
Many people, they are confused. My soul and your soul is one. Yes, Baba, my soul, your soul is coming from one source.
One soul.
But if you die, your soul will leave. My soul is still inside me. So I gave a spark of unique life.
Then Vedanta also says, your soul is only a reflection of the higher soul.
Correct.
Example given, a bucket of water. The sun reflects in that. If you pour that water, the reflection also goes. But not the sun.
Sun remains.
That example is given.
But there are so many beautiful examples, Swamiji, in the scripture, in the Vedas, Upanishads, and the Gurus. They have given such good. Like the Viveka Chudamani or Aparoksh Anubhuti. But people are not able to understand, because what you said also one big problem, wrong interpretation by some Gurus. Some Gurus, they confuse people completely.
I tell you, when you say people will understand and believe,
why do you say?
You are active, you build things, and still you are rooted.
With your blessings, maybe my effort, I'm trying to help people to realize, but with your blessings and your good words.
It will happen. And for us, everybody is realized anyway. So we are not in a hurry. We can go hasten slowly. We can do that, and we don't see any problem, because there is only Atman, there is only Brahman. With that gives us the confidence, and the fire power also. And it is a cryogenic energy, cold energy, so that very efficient. So we are not trying to hurry, slow and steady.
Because you're in consciousness. So I tell a person like you, even if it was a shaitan, you will not see the shaitan.
No.
You will see the
Only
Bhagwan.
Bhagwan only.
Because you are seeing with a different paradigm. If a realized person is wearing green glasses, for example, everything is green. But the person who has not realized, for him, white, blue, green,
blue and all that.
they're all Dvaita, there's all these different things.
I'm really happy, I'm honored to interact with you, and
It is a blessing
you are a
for
role
me.
model for us, and how to be very active, very creative, without losing your bearings.
Thank you so much for coming today, and I'm sure this discussion, we will make it reach people.
Okay.
And you are so advanced in terms of your enlightenment. I wish that your wisdom reaches out. Let's see how we can together in whatever way we can.
Whatever we can cooperate, we can.
Because you are a very awakened and enlightened person, and it's rare to find. Therefore, when I meet somebody like you, I wish this message can reach them.
Correct. And this medium is more effective rather than talking to 500 people, because in my talk there will be 500,000 people.
Correct.
But this will reach more people.
This can reach millions of people.
Millions of people.
We will make an effort with your blessings. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Swami.